Right, so what's up and good morning guys. It's a bright early start. It's just come up to 6 o'clock. It's Monday the 17th of July. As you guys know, it's the start of the next phase, pretty much the last crunch time phase of this prep. But first things first, I'm just heading up to the gym now to get my morning cardio done. You can hear that I've got a croaky voice as I've literally woken up about 10 minutes ago. I've got to drop off my mum somewhere this morning, so that's why I've literally just had to hop out of bed and get straight up to the gym to get my cardio done with. So 35 minutes as usual on the Stairmaster. Gonna get that done, then we're gonna crack on with this video and I'll explain to you guys what's going on for this next phase of this prep. Like I said, it's crunch time. So guys, just wrapped up my fasted cardio, 35 minutes on the Stairmaster. So I'm up in the studio, if you guys know, this is where I get all my posing done. So it being Monday, I have to get my pictures sent over to the coach. So I'm gonna do that in a little bit. Also gonna check in my weight as soon as I get back home and send it over to the coach. Now, I'm one of these ones, I don't focus too much on weight. There's too many bodybuilders out there nowadays who focus on what the scale's saying. At the end of the day, when you step on stage, the judges don't judge you by what your weight is saying. It's about your condition and how you're looking. So if anything, the scales and just checking my numbers purely just for the coach and so we can just check over things. But at the end of the day, I'm not worried about the weight, he's not worried about the weight. We're just focusing on conditioning. So that's why I'm gonna get those progress pictures done. But anyway, let's get to the bit that you guys are waiting for. So this is the next phase of the prep and this is crunch time. So the plan for the next 14 days, now most of you before I get into this are gonna probably write in the comments, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that. This is what I'm doing for my prep. This is what my coach has suggested for me to do. This is what we're doing together. So before you guys start thinking it's wrong what you're doing, or even for some of those people that are gonna try and consider maybe doing it, this part of the phase is for more the experienced trainers, the experienced bodybuilders, and people that are actually, you know, they have that dedication and willpower to go to this extreme level of dieting. So I advise don't just try this if you're a newbie, and if you're somebody that's going to start hating and saying that's the wrong thing to do, don't waste your time because this is what I'm doing and I'm just getting it across to you guys. So anyway, the next phase for the next 14 days looks like this. So every single day we are boosting our proteins to 400 grams of protein. So it was around about 300 grams. We've now boosted that by 100 grams to 400 grams of protein every single day. There is no carbohydrates for the next 14 days. So no carbs at all. No grounded rice, no white rice, no potatoes, no nothing like that. Veg has been limited to 3 cups per day. So I have 3 cups, which will be mostly greens, which will be like asparagus, broccoli, green beans, things like that. That's all it's going to be, and it's going to be 3 cups per day. I'll probably show you throughout the day when I get those greens in, and there's no fats as well. It's 20 grams or less. The lower, the better for me. And what we're going to be doing is something different that you probably may have not heard of. Is every 4th day we're doing a fat load. So it's not a carb load, we're doing a fat load. So on every 4th day we're having a fat load of 60 grams of fats pre-bed, and it has to be pre-bed as well. So just before I go to bed, I'll get 60 grams, which will probably be some sort of steak, salmon, maybe some whole eggs, something like that, which will be just before I go to sleep, just to get a fat load to restore on my fat fuel as my energy source, and then we'll repeat again for another 4 days, and then we'll do another fat load again. So in total, in the 14 days that I have on this next phase, we'll have a total of 3 fat loads in this part, and that is pretty much it. Like I said, it is going to be brutal. Everything else is going to stay the same. Cardio stays the same. Well, I'll do 35 minutes. I have the 2 sessions of 10 minutes hit. My training sessions will be the same. The only things that's changing into diet. So it's 400 grams of protein every single day. No carbs at all. Only 3 cups of greens every single day and 20 grams or less of fat. So meals are pretty much just going to be white rice, egg whites, tuna, a little bit of chicken, and that is pretty much it. There's nothing else. It's going to have to be extra lean protein sources with minimum amount of carbohydrates and fats in it. As you guys know, some proteins and all foods out there do contain each macro that is out there. Some just have more than the others. So we're going to keep it extra lean with some white fish, tuna, egg whites and things like that. So that is pretty much it. Like I said in the previous video, the foods are going to be boring. There's nothing exciting. It's just going to be all plain foods. But this is what prep is about. This is what bodybuilding is about altogether. You know, it's not about having fancy, tasty foods. It's about just fueling your body with what you need and getting the job done required to get that great condition. So that is the next phase for the next 14 days. I'm not going to go in depth on what we're going to be doing afterwards, but stick around for these 14 days. As always, I'm going to show you guys everything that goes on. You can see all the meals I eat, the food choices that I use, the greens that I use, the amounts of cups, you know, with the regards of the amount of veg that I can use, everything like that you can see in depth. And how my training responds to this part of the diet and how I react afterwards, my energy levels, all of it. You get to see the deep insight into my life, my prep, and you know, I know that's what you guys want to see. I know a lot of you have been dropping your comments saying you're really enjoying the prep series, and you know, I'm glad that you're enjoying it. You know, right from start, this is what some series you don't see. They'll show you, you know, just the end part of their prep where they're just building up into the show. This, on my series, you are seeing everything from day one, from the point when I was just a fat off-season kid, going right through, getting leaner each single week, right up to show day. And I'm even going to show you guys post-show, and then we're going to go straight into the off-season. So stick around by subscribing to the YouTube channel. If you are enjoying these videos, give them a big thumbs up, share them as well. That helps the channel out. But anyway, I've got to get my posing done, I've got to get my progress pictures sent off, then I'm going to go drop off my mum to work, and then we're going to get on with first meal of the day, which is breakfast. Also, I like to hold out as long as I can for breakfast, so I've done fasted cardio now. It's probably going to be about an hour tops until I actually have my breakfast, but I've just been sipping on my amino acids just to help keep my body anabolic and not go catabolic. So it's all good for now. It's nothing to worry about. But as always, guys, I'll see you in the kitchen for breakfast. See you in a bit. Alright guys, so I'm just about to get my breakfast started. Using the 1 cow to spray my pan, simply just so the eggs don't stick. Now, morning breakfast, I'm just having 12 egg whites and that is it. As you can see, I've stocked up on a few eggs just from my local shop. Now, you can get egg whites in containers or from supplement companies, but I just find just getting your local eggs from a shop is just a little bit more costly friendly. So I'll use them. It is a bit more inconvenient because you have to break it up and separate the yolks from the egg whites, but a good little tip, what I like to do is I either wake up in the morning and I'll break up my eggs and get my 12 egg whites done then, or I'll do it the night before and stick it in the fridge. That way, as soon as I get back from my cardio, I've already got it done and I can just stick it straight on there without having to do all the hassle, breaking it all down one by one and separating the yolks from the eggs. Like I say, it can be a bit of a hassle, especially when you're doing 12 egg whites. But if you're somebody that don't have a great amount of funds, just get your local eggs from a supermarket, because it is going to be a little bit cheaper than getting egg whites from a supermarket or from a supplement company. So 12 egg whites and that is pretty much it. While that's cooking, I've got myself a black coffee just to get me some energy this morning. And of course, can't go without some stevia on there. I love my sweeteners in the morning. Give a bit of taste to the coffee. And also my vitamin C. As I said in the last video, I felt like I was coming down with a cold, so I'm sticking 3 vitamin C tablets in there, which is about a total of 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C, just to really make sure my immune system is boosted and keeping it nice and strong. I'm also going to get all my other vitamins and supplements sorted out for my breakfast meal, and that is pretty much it. So I say 12 egg whites, no veg, no mushrooms, no onions, nothing like that. Pretty simple, pretty boring, but it is what it is. I've got to get it done with. Also, I'll stick on my eggs, I'll have some of the Frank's Red Hot. I saw this the other day. I really wanted to try this for ages, so I've got some of that Frank's Red Hot, and you know what it is, the yellow mustard and honey, of course, and a little bit of Himalayan pink salt. Now, you guys notice I use quite a lot of sodium in my diet. Reason being is, in my off season I added quite a bit of sodium into my diet, and that allowed me to not have that water retention and look all soft and hold on to a lot of water in my off season. So I was able to incorporate that into my prep series. So if you're somebody that's in the off season at the moment, try and chuck in some more sodium with the sauces and the sea salt, Himalayan salt, things like that. So when it comes to your prep, you can actually get away with using more sauces and more sodium. So I'm lucky enough that I can get away with it, but we're still limiting it at the same time, because things like the sauces, it does contain calories, and calories does add up at the end of it. So we're still limiting everything, but you know, I can get away with a little bit more sodium than the average person. So that's breakfast, 12 egg whites, and that's pretty much it. So I'll catch you guys a little bit later for meal number 2 of the day. Guys, so it's just come up to 11 o'clock. I'm about to get my next meal in the day, which is also going to be my pre-workout meal. Now this is something a little bit different. I haven't had this in my diet yet on the prep series. So for my next meal, I've just got myself, as you can see, some cod fillets. So I've got in total 3 cod fillets there, which is about 90 grams each one. What I like to do to get this nice and consistent so they don't shrink that much is I'll put them in the microwave for about 3 minutes to defrost. And then I'll wrap them up in tin foil and then stick them in the oven for about another 5 minutes. That way you can keep the consistency of it and keep all the moisture there, and it doesn't shrink and gets really small. So they still kind of stay really firm and consistent. And as I said to you guys earlier, I'm only having 1 cup of veg with 3 of my meals. Now if you guys that don't know what a cup is, this is a measurement of 1 cup. It's an American measurement. You can get these from your local Tesco, Sainsbury's, Asda, anywhere like that. They're really cheap and they're really handy to use. I'll pretty much use these in the off seasons, like 1 cup of rice, and like you see most bodybuilders. But for this, I've got 1 cup of greens. So I'll literally just fill it up. Nicely, that's about it. You can see 1 cup with my cod. Pretty simple, and that's meal number 2 of the day, which is also my pre-workout meal. Looks kind of tasty actually. Haven't had cod in a long time, so gonna look forward to that. Also, I'm about to get my pre-workout sorted out. Now today I'm just going for a standard coffee, no pre-workout with Stimumax or anything like that, just simply because I don't feel like I want one, I just want a coffee. So I whacked out my second coffee machine, the old espresso. So what I'm going to go for is a nice standard Nescafe Americano, really strong coffee, probably about 150 milligrams of caffeine in there, which will still do me. And then what I'll do is I'll add 1 scoop of the Vascumax to go with it. So that will be my pre-workout, my coffee, Vascumax, and my food there. So I'm going to get this in, and then I'll catch you guys in a little bit later. I'll show you guys my supplements. We have a few changes with my intra and post-workout shake. So I'll see you after I've eaten that meal on the supplements. Alright guys, so just finished up on my food, and I was about to sort out my supplements for my intra-workout and post-workout shake, and I just remembered there was something missing that's kind of crucial to my post-workout shake. Lucky enough, I just had a knock on the door and my proteins order just come through in the nick of time. So here's all my supplements for the month ahead. They always send me out and provide me with all my stuff that I need for the month. So that is everything. So the changes to my post-workout shake now, and this point is really crucial to get this in. It is 5 grams of creatine monohydrates, 10 grams of L-glutamine. I have 5 grams of some essential amino acids, and we're now sticking in a sachet of Dialyte. So what I'm doing is I'm having half of the Dialyte into the post-workout shake, and the remaining other half goes into my intra-workout. So I'll drink half of it as I'm training, and the remaining other half is in my post-workout shake. And to finish off, I have 50 grams of the Impact Isolate Whey. So it's not the concentrated one. If you guys don't know, the difference from ISO and concentrate is concentrated whey has a little bit more carbohydrates, sugars and fats, where the ISO is just simply pure protein. So that is the case for my post-workout shake and my intra-workout. I'm about to sort all that out now. If you guys ever want any supplements from My Protein, you know the deal. You can use my discount code. The links and everything is in the description. Use my code BRISTO10 and you save yourself 10% off your order. But I'm going to sort all that out now. As you guys know, this point of the prep, and as I'm having no carbohydrates, it's really crucial that I focus on my training, and I need as much energy and enough focus in every session. So I'm not going to be recording none of my workout today. When I'm with my training partner, we probably will get some footage for you guys. So for now, it's strictly just going to show you the foods, the changes to the prep and the diet, things like that. So I'll catch you guys on the other end for my post-workout shake and post-workout meal. So see you guys then. Right guys, so just wrapped up my pull session for today. Went pretty decent, bearing in mind I had no carbs. Got my post-workout shake with me. I've just been informed by the coach that I'm actually no longer allowed the honey mustard, so I'm just heading down to the shops now because I actually am allowed normal mustard instead. So either way, I'm happy. I do love my honey mustard, but normal mustard, I'll deal with that. So yeah, I got my post-workout shake with me. Gonna go pick up a few supplies from the shop and then get back home, get post-workout meal in, and I'll of course show you what that is. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Alright guys, so I'm back at home now, about to get post-workout meal in. Now like I said earlier, today's workout was actually really good considering I haven't any carbs in me, but you know, it's early days of this phase of the prep. Come a little bit closer down the line, I am going to have a dip in my energy and a dip in my strength levels, but it's all part of the game. This is the, you know, crunch time of the prep, but I have to just go into each workout with that mentality as I'm strong, I've got carbs in me, and just, you know, give everything I can, 110%. But as I said before, we're focusing more on isolation and machine work. We're coming away from the free weights and compound movements, simply just so I can prevent injuries. My ligaments and joints are going to come a little bit more fragile as I get leaner. So, you know, we have to start getting smart at this point, but we're going to keep the intensity still up there. So at the moment, what I'm doing is my rest between sets is somewhere around 45 seconds to a minute. This way I'm literally just keeping my heart rate going, my heart's pumping, burning more calories, burning more fat, and just trying to keep it all in out intense. We were in and out about an hour and 45 minutes max. So I said rest was really small in between sets, and we just gave everything we can, 110%. But yes, I have to consider strength will dip at this point, but like I said, it's all part of the game. But anyway, we're back at home now, about to get post-workout meal in, and my post-workout meal is just as important like my post-workout shake. So I've got with me for post-workout 1 cup of some chocolate with Whispers, Snickers, Galaxy, and 320 grams of the fine lean cut dairy milk with some fruit and nut, because of course you got to get your fruits in, guys. Guys, I'm only kidding with you. Literally, my mum's a teacher and she's just finished her term, and at the end of the term they get load of chocolates and things like that sent from the kids, the parents, just to say thank you. So literally my house at the moment has got chocolate galore everywhere. There's chocolates, there's cakes, there's crisps, there's just goodies everywhere. So it is literally hard to resist at the moment, but I'm only kidding with you. This isn't my post-workout meal. My actual post-workout meal is none other than some chicken and some broccoli. So I've got 1 cup, like I said, that's all I can have, 1 cup of veg with my broccoli, and I've got 300 grams of the lean meat LDN chicken. Now, the problem is sometimes when you go to local supermarkets, this is where I used to get my meat before, like Tesco's or Asda, some of their chicken actually has a high fat content. The Tesco's frozen chicken, I used to get that, and their fat content was around about 5 to maybe a little bit higher grams of fat per like breast of chicken. Now at this stage, my fat needs to be as low as possible, and lucky enough, with lean meat, you know, supplying me with all my meats, everything is extra fine lean cut. So this literally has no fat in it at all. So 300 grams of literally pure protein, which gives me about 60 to 65 grams of protein and no fat at all. I've also got my mustard on there. Like I said, we've changed it and put it away, so we're not using the honey mustard anymore. My coach said we can still use the French mustard, but I'm happy with that because I still like this. And of course my Himalayan pink salt. So that's pretty much it for my post-workout meal. I've done all the hard work now. My workout's done, the cardio's done. I'm pretty much just going to catch up with some work with my online clients, get some programs written up, and you know, as usual, I'll catch you guys a little bit later for the next meal of the day. So Right guys, so I'm about to get in another meal, and pretty much the last meal tonight. So earlier I had another meal, but I didn't show you because it was pretty boring. It was literally just 3 of those cod fillets again, nothing else, no veg or anything like that. But my next meal I already pre-prepped this morning. So I've got myself 2 tins of tuna, which is about 200 grams. And I'm going to get the remaining of my veg. As I said to you, I get 3 cups in total throughout the day. So this is the last one. I need my measuring cup, which is here in the sink. Ignore the sink. literally Tupperware's bodybuilding lifestyle. I'll clean it up later on. So I've got here, nicely done, 1 cup. That is pretty much it, and that's the remaining of my veg with the tuna. And for my seasonings, I'm going to use, of course, just some black pepper, and some Himalayan pink salt, and that is pretty much it. Now if you guys follow me on my Instagram and Snapchat, you know that I'm a big lover of my fizzy diet drinks. So tonight I'm going to have a little treat, and I'm actually going to go for the Coca-Cola Zero cherry flavour. Another one that I love using is the Diet Coke with no caffeine and no calories. These are good to use in prep, and they are okay as well. You can use them. As I say, they've got no sugars in them, they've got no calories, nothing like that. And also another little treat that you can use while in the middle of prep, and I love using these sometimes like a little dessert, is these jellies. They're like 10 calories per pot. There's no fats, there's no sugars, no carbs, anything like that. Like I say, if I ever have a sweet tooth, I'll get one of them in there, and it just helps create that sweet tooth. But that's pretty much it. Going to get this meal in. I've got one more meal after that, which is 13 egg whites, but I'm going to wrap up this video here for you guys. You get to see the day of the first part of the phase. We've got 14 days ahead of us with literally no carbohydrates, 400 grams of protein, and every 4th day we're going to have that fat load, which you guys will see when it comes to it. But as always, hope you did enjoy this video. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up for me. Drop a comment if you have any questions you want me to answer in the next video. I'll get that up for you guys. Support the channel by subscribing, and I'll see you all on the next one. As always, stay safe and make it happen. Peace. Yes, I'm about to dig in.
Keep chasing shadows, they're always